Birdman, the famous rapper, once said, "The only time I've ever been broke in my life is when I was born." How true is this? Is the legendary hip-hop star truly as rich as he claims?
Around on a daily with annual salaries.
I try to keep at least 100.
Many celebrities make the headlines for their music and popularity. The same goes for Birdman. However, various reports reveal that Birdman has made more headlines for his substantial net worth and numerous scandals. His rise to the top and success story have been a great inspiration to many. In this video, get ready to explore Birdman's huge net worth, mansions, cars, and scandals. Let's get started.
G with you, bro. I done made $2 billion with Universal.
With Universal?
Yeah.
According to Celebrity Net Worth, Birdman's net worth is estimated to be $150 million. Over the years, he has amassed great wealth through his album releases, collaborations, and partnerships. However, there are reports that his music is not his only source of income. The legendary celebrity also owns a clothing line, which has increased his influence. While he was busy turning cash money into a powerful company, he's also ventured into the fashion industry. In 2004, Birdman signed a deal with the footwear brand Lugs. The deal ultimately proved successful. Lugs had to try every possible means to make sure Birdman became their ambassador. Later, he became the face of his own Birdman Lug shoe. Many people loved the shoes, and the sales were massive. Birdman also revealed to Complex's Sneaker Shopping that he was selling at least 1 million pairs of shoes each quarter of the deal. In return, the company purchased his mansions, further increasing his net worth. One of those houses was his New Orleans property, which he sold for $3 million. With Birdman's success with Lugs, he decided to launch his clothing line. In 2013, he launched two clothing houses, Rich Gang and YMCMB. These two clothing houses were named after his two Cash Money branches. Gradually, he became recognized. The company sold hoodies, hats, shirts, and other clothing items. With the massive success from his two clothing houses, he decided to partner with Bravado. Birdman shared that as a business owner, he had expanded his portfolio into many different arenas, including sports and tech. As a longtime fashion enthusiast and the architect of the YMCMB lifestyle, he said it makes perfect sense to partner with the esteemed Bravado and move into fashion and launch his apparel brands. He was excited to bring elements of his lifestyle to the masses with the Rich Gang, and with Lil Wayne to share the feel of his labels with the YMCMB apparel brand. When they heard the news, Bravado couldn't hold back their joy. Tom Bennett, the CEO, shared happily that Bravado has built its licensed brand division by partnering with the most creative and unique entrepreneurs and artists in the space. Birdman is an incredible executive and entertainer with a fresh and distinct point of view. We look forward to working on the amazing products that will be developed for Rich Gang and YMCMB. This was how Birdman grew his net worth. After a while, tragedy struck, and he had to close down the two clothing lines. Did this affect his net worth or income flow? No. Due to other sources of income, Birdman continued to grow his wealth. Birdman is not just a singer or fashion enthusiast, he's also a smart investor. Birdman has lots of investments in real estate. Records show that the rapper owns several multi-million-dollar properties in cities like Miami and New Orleans. All these are investments and not just homes for Birdman alone.
When I first saw my first million, I was 14, turning 15.
Growing up for Birdman was not as sweet as many envisioned. His teenage years were filled with instability, pain, and struggles. He was born Brian Christopher Brooks on February the 15th of 1969 at Charity Hospital in New Orleans. His parents are Johnny Williams and Gladys Brooks. After Birdman's birth, something strange happened. Every parent gets excited at the sight of a newborn baby. However, for Birdman, the situation was reversed. His father refused to sign the birth certificate. This made Birdman a child without a name. Because of his father's refusal, Gladys had no choice but to give him her surname. For almost a month after his birth, he did not have a first name and was always referred to as Baby. To date, Birdman continues to use that name. While growing up, He and his family survived on the money earned from his father's bar. Things got worse for Birdman when he was 5 years old. His mother and supporter died. Their father was not there for them, so his uncle took him and his other siblings to Prince George, British Columbia, Canada. Later, they were taken to foster care. When their father heard about this, he became angry, and this led to a lengthy legal battle that took place in the mid-1970s. Johnny tried every means to gain custody of his children. He won, and they began living with him and Patricia, his wife, in the Magnolia Projects in Central City, located in the 3rd Ward of Uptown New Orleans. After gaining custody, Johnny changed Brian's name to Brian Williams. When Brian started living with his father, he developed a close friendship with his stepbrother, Eldrick Wise. Everything went smoothly until Brian and Eldrick started committing robberies. They sold different substances and were both arrested at the age of 16. They were released, only to get arrested again. When the two boys turned 18 years old, they were arrested for possessing substances. After being found guilty, they were sentenced to 3 years in the Elaine Hunt Correctional Center. There, Birdman served 18 months before being acquitted of all charges. After his release from prison, his life changed. The prison experience seemed to have had a profound impact on him, and that year he started his music career.
We feel music is a feeling, so for us, we just go and give it our all, just let our heart bleed on it.
After his release from prison, Birdman decided to go into the music industry. He and Slim paid attention to the emerging bounce subgenre of hip-hop. At that time, this was the sound that was becoming popular in nightclubs all over New Orleans. Later in 1992, an idea struck Brian and he shared it with Slim. He decided that they needed to form their record label and wanted to name it Cash Money Records. Then, Brian and Slim would travel to nightclubs all over Louisiana to see who was playing. After this, they would try and recruit artists to the fledgling label. Their first signed artist was a local rapper named Kilo G. Kilo released their first ever project, a horrorcore album titled The Sleepwalker in 1992. Gradually, Brian and Slim continued to recruit more and more artists. They needed a producer, and Brian was able to convince his friend and local DJ, Manny Fresh, to become their in-house producer. By the mid-1990s, Cash Money had grown to become a popular independent label in the South, with most of its fan base located in New Orleans and the surrounding areas. In 1995, Cash Money artist Lil Slim was introduced to 12-year-old Dwayne Carter at a local block party, and after hearing him rap, Slim brought him to Birdman's attention. Not long after, Carter was signed to Cash Money Records as the youngest artist on the label. Additionally, he was placed in a group with another young rapper, Christopher Dorsey, who was just 14 years old. The two young artists were known as Baby D and Lil Doogie. Around this time, Birdman received an offer from 32 Golds, and he began rapping as a member of the group. Things began to turn sour when Cash Money Records started facing some setbacks. In the mid-1990s, the record label went through many financial issues and lost many of its artists. In addition to this, Kilo G, Pimp Daddy, and Yellow Boy were murdered in the mid-1990s. This brought fear into the hearts of the other team members, and many fled. They had only Baby D and Lil Doogie left in the band. The two were later renamed Lil Wayne and BG, respectively, in 1997. That same year, Birdman and Slim recruited two new artists, Turk and Juvenile. They decided to pick up the pieces, and sooner than expected, they bounced back. These four artists named their group the Hot Boys. The Hot Boys took Cash Money to great heights. Later in 1998, the record label signed a $30 million deal with Universal Records, which changed everything. As the record label soared higher, so did Birdman. He continued to release many albums and took on the responsibility of helping other young artists. In 2014, Birdman promoted Atlanta-based rappers Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan. These two rappers had already collaborated extensively with each other. With their good relationship, Birdman went ahead to release a single titled Lifestyle. The song featured Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan. Additionally, he released another Rich Gang mixtape titled Rich Gang That Tour Part 1. Birdman's good relationships with other artists earned him more collaborations. In 2012, Forbes magazine estimated his fortune at $125 million. Additionally, in 2013, he was listed by Forbes.com as the 5th highest earning star in hip-hop, earning $21 million from September of 2012 to September of 2013. Birdman has amassed greater wealth today than other celebrities. So how did he spend his wealth? Let's find out. Birdman bought many mansions, and one of them is his Louisiana mansion, which he abandoned after Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005. The mansion, which is a 10,948 square foot property, was damaged by Katrina, which killed more than 1,800 people. Birdman abandoned it, and for more than 15 years, there have been reports that the home is vacant and idle. According to the realtor, the mansion is worth an estimated $650,000. The mansion was built in 1990 and features 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. The mansion also boasts hot tubs, a sauna, a swimming pool, and a private theater. According to reports, the master bedroom alone boasts a jacuzzi built underneath a fireplace. White marble floors run throughout the mansion, adding to its beauty. Additionally, Birdman cherished this mansion, as he once had built a recording studio inside it. Today, none of these standout features are visible, and the mansion is a shadow of its former self. Birdman also has another mansion in Miami. His beach mansion in Miami was sold for $10.85 million. However, the mansion was listed for sale again for $33.9 million. The listing includes an extensive renovation plan for the new owners. They include new flooring, an air conditioning system, an elevator, bathrooms, light fixtures, and windows. Lourdes Alatriste of Douglas Elliman, who is representing the sale, told the Post they bought it at a very good price. They were at the right place at the right time. The mansion, which was initially bought by Birdman in 2012 for $14.5 million, has increased massively. The mansion is located in the upscale gated community of Palm Island. It has 7 bedrooms and 13 bathrooms. It also features a foyer that leads to an expansive living room. The mansion also has direct water views, an office, a gym, and a library. In the living room, there's a pizza oven and an expansive downstairs entertainment area. Additionally, the primary en-suite bedroom features 2 bathrooms, a sitting area with a fireplace, and a private balcony. Apart from his mansions, Birdman also invested and spent lavishly on his car collection. Let's take a look at some of his cars. 2 of his cars that stand out are his Lamborghinis. Birdman has a passionate love for Lamborghinis, and he bought 2, one in striking gold and the other in fiery red. His Aventador has a jet-inspired interior. Also, the cars have a track-ready driving experience. Car analysts have noted that these cars possess great speed and elegance. Although he hasn't been spotted in these cars, numerous media reports confirm that Birdman has them in his car collection. Lamborghinis have always been spotted in his music videos. However, the ones in his car collection stand out. The car's worth is estimated to be $755,000, which is huge. But it isn't as huge as his Bugatti Veyron. The fiery red Bugatti Veyron has turned heads many times. Many a time, paparazzi were seen catching glimpses of his million-dollar powerhouse. The car is a symbol of speed, power, and luxury. And also, Birdman has posed with it for a Dub magazine shoot. Unlike most of his cars, Birdman has taken his Bugatti Veyron for a spin many times. He was seen sharing photos of the car on social media and was spotted driving it day and night. He loves the car a lot and doesn't hesitate to flaunt it on everyone. Other celebrities such as Jay-Z, Flo Rida, Chris Brown, and Lil Wayne also own one.
Way back like 17, 18 years, and
Really?
things just happen.
There have been numerous rumors and speculations about Birdman marrying Toni Braxton. According to TMZ and other sources, the two got married secretly on August the 8th of 2024. However, they decided to get a divorce 2 weeks after for reasons not known to anyone. The divorce was reportedly filed by Braxton, who stated that their union was irretrievably broken. Previously, Braxton had denied any marriage between her and Birdman, but no one believed her. She also shared that they were no longer in a relationship. According to her, the news was fake news. Birdman simply doesn't have any luck with love. Aside from Braxton, he has had other failed relationships. One of them was with Tia, whom he dated in the 1990s. However, their relationship produced 2 children, Brian Williams Jr. and Bria. Although he couldn't maintain a relationship, he is a good father and has shown his love for his children many times. On one occasion, Birdman shared an image on social media, telling his daughter that he would always be there for her. He wrote, "I love my baby queen," and he added a lot of thoughtful hashtags to it. Bria has been caught on camera many times walking with her father happily. When his son turned 24, Birdman gifted him $1 million. Also, he wrote on Instagram, "Love you to death." Different reports show that Birdman spends lavishly on his children, and he loves them dearly. Celebrities are known for their scandals, so does Birdman have any? Let's find out.
I changed everything about him, and I smoothed that out.
In November of 2007, Birdman was arrested in Kingsport, Tennessee on charges of possessing marijuana. 2 years later, he found himself embroiled in another legal battle. He, Lil Wayne, Cash Money Records, and many music outlets were sued for copyright infringement by Thomas Marisculio. According to Thomas, Birdman and others were using his voice without permission. He shared that Birdman and Lil Wayne asked him to record some Italian-styled spoken word recordings in 2006. After that, they used his lyrics on Respect and other tracks on the collaboration album, like Father Like Son. Not long after, Birdman and Wayne had a falling out. On December the 4th of 2014, before the release of the Carter 5, Wayne issued a statement saying that the album would not be released due to Birdman. According to him, he felt that he and his creative partner were being held prisoner by Birdman. Reports show that Wayne dissed Birdman and Cash Money Records, and Birdman was not happy about it. In late January of 2015, Wayne filed a $51 million lawsuit against Birdman and Cash Money over the delay of the Carter 5. He added that when he left the record label, he was taking Drake and Nicki Minaj with him, and they later settled on the case. TMZ reported that, according to the documents filed, it was stated that Lil Wayne, Birdman, and Cash Money had mismanaged Young Money, including Drake and Minaj. The documents also revealed that Birdman had not paid people. He used the mantra, "Free C5," as an excuse to get money for the unpaid artist. The lawsuits continued, and things grew increasingly complicated. Birdman was asked in an interview about the accusations and the negative marks were made. He shared that he didn't take it personally. He continued, "I ain't never took from no nigga. I always bless niggas. I had some incidents early on because I was young in this shit. I ain't no better." He further explained, "But any problem I had, I cleared it up. I paid any nigga. Remember, because I was young. I'm telling you, 20 years old. So a lot of this shit happened early on. I just ain't know. And I'm with these white folks, and they are not attending to the business. And I'm not knowing, but any nigga that had a problem from my son on down, and I gave him $50 million, and I cleared it up." Birdman earned lots of hate and backlash from the public and the industry. However, he was not discouraged. He continued in the industry and overcame all the challenges that came his way. Aside from being a wealthy celebrity, Birdman has also made generous donations to charity. Swiss Beats once hosted his annual fundraiser for the Bronx Charter School for the Arts. He called Birdman and asked him for donations. Birdman responded, "Anything for you, homie. 10,000, 40,000, 50,000, whatever works for you." Jokingly, Swizz replied, "The number you stopped on wasn't a bad one." And he got a $50,000 donation offer from Birdman. Apart from this, Birdman has also donated to other secret organizations hidden from the public. Birdman's story is proof that your background is not a hindrance to success. Despite his unstable background, challenges, and rough lifestyle, he was still able to make it big in the music industry. So, what do you think about his lifestyle? Does he deserve the wealth and luxuries he enjoys today? Share your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching. Kindly click on the next video on your screen.